Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk to you about Dungeons & Dragons, and I want to talk to you about the rise of the Omni screen. So we're all aware of the small screen, and the big screen, right? Television is meaningless; it's no longer a functional term. I like to use small screen, right? So anything you would see on a streamer, right? And then the big screen, the silver screen, that still remaining powerful temple to attention. You know, the silver screen, right? And there's still some powerful things that are coming out on the silver screen and on the small screen, right? Now you really have to. I'm incredibly fortunate. I have a map, right? Like Grace Randolph builds a map for me each week and says, "You will watch this," right? And even with a guide through the challenging world of small and big screen entertainment, I get stuck. I get stuck on stuff that is just like Outer Banks, right? Just too good. A good first season, a repetitive second season, and an absolute garbage third season. Just terrible, right? Like bad, right? And then movies, right? I think all of us have kind of gotten trapped with Marvel, right? Like, well, DC's so bad. I'm going to try to stop complaining about it because it's just DC's done. That's just my take. I'm not going to go on ad nauseum about it, but I really think the DC cinematic universe is completely finished. All right, so even Marvel, right? Like Ant-Man Quantumania, very bad. And then in addition to that, we found that every single thing we had found out about the exciting, bad guy Kang, you can forget it, right? Because either Kang's going to be played by somebody worse, almost certainly, or there's at least going to be a disruption in who Kang is, or there's going to be no Kang, which means that like everything we watch was a waste of time, right? And then so Ant-Man Quantumania was pretty darn bad. I actually liked Thor: Love and Thunder, but a lot of people came around and really kind of circled on that movie later, right? And then the Marvels, ooh, man, that's I really wish they would shelve that, not even put it on screen, right? I think if they would take the Marvels and simply shelve it, they would say, hey, we care about you. We're not going to serve you up a movie from an actress who really doesn't want to be here and has no interest in the work she's doing here or have any desire to even be remotely civil with the fans, it's a mess. It's a hot mess, right? And it's been a hot mess for a while. Like I went and watched that the Black Widow movie, just abominable. Like I'm like, why are you giving me a movie for a character you literally just killed on screen? Like it's just this complete waste of time, right? Which is exactly so it's a mess, right? So you have the small screen and you have the big screen, and I think America is right now, they are so frustrated, right, with the small and the big screen, and it's coming out from the absolute just eye roll. America collectively eye rolling the Hollywood writers and saying, "Are you kidding? Do you actually want more money?" Like, and I literally, Tim Barnes, he's a Hollywood writer, and he did an interview, and he's like, hey, I know every time you hear about, the Hollywood writer's strike, this sounds like a tickle fight at the opera. Like, he started the interview by saying, I know Americans don't care about this. And yes, Tim Barnes, you are right. We straight do not care about the Hollywood writer's strike, in that we do not feel for 1 minute one Hollywood writer has done anything to deserve one more penny, right? Like, we're like, no. Ain't nobody here for this noise, right? So we have this small screen and the big screen. What I want to talk to you about today is you, as the dungeon master, bringing the next screen, the next screen, the real screen, the last screen, the Omni screen, right? So what I think is happening is you have the small screen, you have the big screen, and you have incredible frustration, right? Studios execs failing us, Hollywood writers failing us more than anyone else. I don't think the actors are failing us. I think actors are doing a pretty amazing job, actually. And I think the special effects departments are doing an amazing job But the studio execs are doing pretty terrible, and the Hollywood writers have completely abandoned even an attempt to deliver a good story at the macro level, at the 90% level. I think that 90% of all small screen and big screen material is junk, and so we have to pick through the last 10% to find the best of it, right? But under Dungeons and Dragons, we get the Omni screen, right? We get an unlimited. This is what really incredible, what Gary really accomplished, right? So in 1974, he said, listen, here is the Omni screen, right? You are going to tell a story, and it's going to have an unlimited budget, right? And you're like, well, Gary, we already have that with novels. It's not going to take it's not going to take 7 months for you to get a script. You're going to get your next episode in 7 days. And if you do not like it, you can adjust it in flight, right? Well, and get this, the only people in the audience are going to be your friends and the people you care about, or the most powerful storytellers you can find. You're not going to have to sit with, the commoners, right? The only people who are going to be at the table with you, by definition, by structure of what I'm building, are charismatic, confident, intelligent people. Whoa. So you're telling me I'm going to get the Omni screen is going to give me the best audience ever created. It's going to allow me to get new episodes every 7 days. And if I don't like the story, I can change the story in the middle of the story. Literally every single line that is presented in the story, you can change it, right? And that story will not go 1 inch without your direct input, right? That is the Omni screen, right? So Hollywood writers have captured the big and the small screen, but what's happening now is the rise of the Omni screen. We have the Omni screen. We are building it. And the only real limitations to what we are building and what we're accomplishing is getting people to see the value of it because of a misunderstanding of what Gary did, right? Logically, I do think he purposely hid it as a game, but at this point, 50 years later, he's in his grave. There's no more need to kind of keep this facade up, in my humble opinion. In my humble opinion, it was never a game on day one. It's not a game day now, right? But because we have this history of people thinking it's a game, even most people who run D&D think that the point of it is to have fun, right? It's to cut goblins in half, not to cut your deficiencies in half, right? So that's the one part we need to fix with the Omni screen, in my humble opinion. But count it all joy, brothers and sisters of the icosahedron. We are bringing the Omni screen. We are bringing the biggest, the best, the last screen humanity will ever need, right? And we're at the inception of it. I understand that. We're at the inception of it. But you and me are the future of human narrative. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.